Lux Anguis here. So, please, dear ladies and gentlemen, if you know your own self to be a more sensitive person, so to say, emotionally, psychologically, and just generally speaking, you tend to pick up and to think and to fear things much more deeper than the average person, much more intensely, much more too roughly. For you, day-to-day living, even the normal day-to-day living can be quite exhausting because nothing that you just experience is ever for you completely just surface level. Everything has its own depths to it. Everything has its own deep impressions upon you, and it takes a toll. It takes a toll on you with time, dealing with normal life, dealing with people, dealing with situations and of such. So I want to redirect your energy actually to take care of your own self first and foremost. You have quite a tendencies of getting involved in other people's stuff, be it good and or bad, but neglect your own. Why is that? Well, because of these deep feelings you feel and this deep empathy and thinking, it's almost like you get sucked out of your own self and get lost in somewhere else. But that's bad. That's bad on the long run, because you have also a life to live. You have also things to do. And what I would want to suggest to you is learn to protect your own energy, learn to protect your own time, and learn to say no. And now, because of these people pleasing tendencies, because you do feel so much, because you do understand emotions and situations so deeply, you tend also sometimes to neglect your own desires and your own feelings and your own states of being, so to say, but that's wrong. And if you do that continuously, you will just further neglect your own self, and this will build up resentment towards people in general and towards people you actually care about. Learn to say no and learn to stay in your own energetic, emotional and mental boundaries. Listen to what you feel. Don't lie to yourself. Don't pretend that things are okay if you feel they aren't. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a factual truth, objectively speaking, but with our internal world, it is the truth. And you should respect that and give it a space to walk through. Learn to say no. Learn to say yes to yourself. And learn to say no to things that unnecessarily and unhealthily take away from your own self. That keeps you in a loop of overthinking and being stuck in whatever mess you repeatedly find yourself in. So however it can be achievable for you, be it through magic, be it through psychological workings, be it through mental reprogramming, But you gotta learn to say no and have energetic protections and generally just healthy boundaries for our own life. So other than that, check out my link in my bio, on my Patreon, and I agree more, which will get continuously updated about magic, spirituality, and outside of the more darker arts. So if you're interested, check it out. Other than that, NAGA CONCECRATE, and we shall see and hear us again.